Okay. This morning we are reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 1, Chapter 5, entitled The Appearance of Narada, text number 26. Tatranvaham Krishna Katha Pragayatam Anugrahena Srinavam Manoharaha Tah Shraddhayamenupadam Visrinvataha Priyashravasyangamama Bhavadruchihi Tatranvaham Krishna Katha Pragayatam Anugrahena Srinavam Manoharaha Tah Shraddhayamenupadam Visrinvataha Priyashravasyangamama Bhavadruchihi Tatranvaham Krishna Katha Pragayatam Anugrahena Srinavam Manoharaha Tah Shraddhayamenupadam Visrinvataha Priyashravasyangamama Bhavadruchihi. Please repeat. Tatra, thereupon. Anu, every day. Aham, I. Krishna Katha, narration of Lord Krishna's activities. Pragayatam, describing. Anugrahena, by causeless mercy. Asrinavam, giving oral reception. Manaharaha, attractive. Taha, those. Shraddhaya, respectfully. Me, unto me. Anupadam, every step. Visrinvataha, hearing attentively. Priyashravasi, of the personality of Godhead. Anga, O Vyasadeva. Mama, mine. Abhavat, it so became. Ruchihi, taste. Translation purport by His Divine Grace Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. O Vyasadeva, in that association and by the mercy of those great Vedantists, I could hear them describe the attractive activities of Lord Krishna. And thus, listening attentively, my taste for hearing of the personality of Godhead increased at every step. Please repeat. O Vyasadeva, in that association and by the mercy of those great Vedantists, I could hear them describe the attractive activities of Lord Krishna. And thus, listening attentively, my taste for hearing of the personality of Godhead increased at every step. Lord Sri Krishna, the absolute personality of Godhead, is attractive not only in his personal features, but also in his transcendental activities. It is so because the absolute is absolute by his name, fame, form, pastimes, entourage, paraphernalia, etc. The Lord descends to this material world out of his causeless mercy and displays his various transcendental pastimes as a human being, so that human beings attracted towards him become able to go back to Godhead. Men are naturally apt to hear histories and narrations of the various personalities performing mundane activities without knowing that by such association one simply wastes valuable time and also becomes addicted to the three qualities of mundane nature. Instead of wasting time, one can get spiritual success by turning his attention to the transcendental pastimes of the Lord. By hearing the narration of the pastimes of the Lord, one contacts directly the personality of Godhead. And as explained before, by hearing about the personality of Godhead from within, all accumulated sins of the mundane creature are cleared. Thus, being cleared of all sins, the hearer gradually becomes liberated from the mundane association and becomes attracted to the features of the Lord. Narada Muni has just explained this by his personal experience. The whole idea is that simply by hearing about the Lord's pastimes, one can become one of the associates of the Lord. Narada Muni has eternal life, unlimited knowledge, and unfathomed bliss, and he can travel all over the material and spiritual worlds without restriction. One can attain to the highest perfection of life simply by attentive hearing of the transcendental pastimes of the Lord from the right sources, such as Sri Narada, or as Sri Narada heard them from the pure devotees Bhaktivedantas in his previous life. This process of hearing in the association of the devotees is especially recommended in this age of quarrel, Kali. Tatranuham Krishna Katha Pragayatam Anugraheena Srinamam Manoharaha Taha Sadhyame Anupadam Visrinvataha Priyashravasyangamama Bhodrichi. Hare Krishna. Om Ajnanatimirandhasya Jnananjanashalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Nama Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Preshthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swamin Nitinamini Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvisesha Sunyavadi Paschatya Starini. Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasadi Gaura Bhaktarinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. So here Narada Muni is narrating to Vyasadeva how he developed taste for hearing about Krishna. So in yesterday's verse, he described how just by taking the remnants of the Bhakti Vedantas or the pure devotees, Narada developed attraction to devotees. Uttishhtalepan anumodito dijaihi sakrat sma bhunje tadapasta kilbishaha evam pravrittasya vishuddha chetasaha tadharma evatma ruchih prajayate. Atma ruchih prajayate. So he developed taste, but today also, in today's verse also, he says he developed taste. So the thing is, both these activities help us develop taste. What are they? Number one, to serve the pure devotees, to do menial service to the pure devotees. That also helps you develop taste. Mama bhavadruchihi. And atmaruchihi. Yesterday's verse it was saying atmaruchih prajayate. Today's verse says mama abhavadruchihi priyashravasi. So both the verses, yesterday's verse and today's verse, both talk about ruchi. In yesterday's verse, what was the cause of the ruchi or the taste? That is, in yesterday's verse, by taking the remnants of the pure devotees. Uttishhtalepan anumodito dijaihi sakat smabhunjaya tadapasta kilbisha. So therefore, how does this work? When you engage in service, naturally the heart becomes submissive, and receptive. Without service, you cannot develop taste for Krishna, because it's the submission, it's the respect, it's the faith that actually causes or produces taste or attraction towards Krishna. Like say, even a great personality like Srila Prabhupada, people who didn't know who he was, those who were not inclined to do service, those who are not service oriented to Srila Prabhupada, they could not appreciate Prabhupada. Right? What to speak of Prabhupada, even Lord Krishna himself. Even when Lord Krishna himself was present on this earth, not everyone took advantage, right? Not everyone even accepted him to be the Supreme Personality of Godhead, although they were seeing him face to face. Right? Although many people saw Krishna face to face, personally, still they did not accept him as a Supreme Personality of Godhead. At the same time, they did not have any attraction to hear his message. Why? Because they did not have the submission. Similarly, even during Lord Chaitanya's time, not that everyone had, of course, many people accepted, but there were still some exceptions. But of course, Lord Nityananda, being more merciful, he converted everyone, even the thieves and the offenders. But anyway, the point is that unless you have submission, you can't get taste for devotional service. So that taste, that submission, how does it come? When there is respect, when there is humility. When you consider that the speaker is more elevated than you, or if you consider the speaker is much more elevated than you and you are insignificant, only in that mood, when you have that mood, you'll be able to appreciate the message, right? Right. So therefore, those who do not have respect for the speaker, they can't appreciate the message. If you don't have respect for the speaker, you can't appreciate what he's saying, and that cannot go inside. Or if you have just casual or ordinary type of respect, of course we respect everyone, so in that way you may have ordinary respect for the speaker, then also that message may have some effectiveness, some efficacy, but not to a great extent. But when you consider the speaker to be guru, and you surrender yourself, you surrender your life, and you surrender your everything with great degree of faith and surrender to that person who is speaking, then that message will have a different effect. Correct? There are different degrees of respect. You may just say, oh, maybe he's a learned scholar. Let me see what he has got to say. That is one level of respect. With that level of respect, when you hear, it has some effect. The higher level of respect is, oh, he's a great devotee, let me hear from him. He's a great devotee, let me hear from him and let me try to take his message in my heart. Then that hearing has more effect. But when you consider he is my guru and he is my savior and let me fully surrender myself to him, then that message has a completely different effect. Right? So it all depends on what is the level of respect, what is the level of faith that we've got towards the speaker. So this is a very, very important lesson. And that's why great devotees, what they do, they accept big positions. Not because they like to be worshipped, but because only when that level of respect is there, then people will actually understand and accept the message. Like say, for example, being a sannyasi. Being a sannyasi is a big position, right? It has a lot of prestige. Being a sannyasi means very prestigious position. But devotee does not want prestige. But then why devotees accept sannyas? So the moment you accept sannyas, then everywhere you become Maharaj. His Holiness is added to your title. His Holiness so and so Maharaj. Correct? And everyone offers Dandavat Pranam. And according to scriptures, if you don't offer Dandavat Pranam to a sannyasi, you have to fast on full day. Right? So sannyasi is so highly respected position. Lord Chaitanya took that position. Prabhupada took that position and gave it to his disciples also. So it's a very respectable position. And similarly, being a guru, being a Diksha Guru, or being a Mathadhish, they are all very high respectable positions. Right? If you are a guru, then people offer everything to you as a disciple, right? So these are very high positions, and which command high degree of respect, surrender, and faith. That means someone in that position, it's like everyone is supposed to respect them, to not only respect them, but also, if possible, offer everything and surrender fully to that person. Right? It's a very high position. So why do devotees accept that position? Because devotee wants to be Trinadapi Sunichena. It means he wants to be lower than a blade of grass. If you want to be lower than a blade of grass, then why would you accept such a high position? It's because that will command a great deal of respect, and when that respect is there, then only the message can penetrate their heart. And that's why all the devotees are very humble. They still accept these positions for the sake of preaching, for the sake of being effective or helping the people. You may just be a simple ordinary devotee, and you may go and preach. Those who are intelligent, they will accept you. They don't see the position. Those who are really intelligent, they don't really worry about the position. They'll see what is your degree of devotion, right? And then they'll come and they'll hear you, and then when they're inspired, they'll fully surrender also. Like, say for example, Jada Bharat also, initially nobody respected him, right? Nobody used to. He was like a madman. Nobody respected him at all. In fact, people were ready to kill him also, offer him as a sacrifice to Kali. Nobody took him seriously. But when he spoke, the great king Rahugana, he also did not take him seriously. But when he spoke, the king Rahugana immediately surrendered. Accepted him as guru. So the intelligent people, they don't see your external form. They'll see your knowledge. They'll see your depth of devotion, and then they'll surrender. But the ordinary people, they see the position. Oh, he's a sannyasi. Oh, he's a guru. Oh, he's a GBC. Oh, he's a president. Like that. So, but because we want to help every person or all kinds of people, therefore, devotees, for the sake of preaching, accept those positions. Right? Like Narada Muni, because he was engaged as a boy, he was engaged in the menial service of those Bhaktivedantas. And because he was engaged in that very menial and humble service, therefore he developed respect for the Bhaktivedantas. And that's why their message could penetrate his heart. But if he was just casual, okay, you are devotee, so what? Okay, you come and stay. that's all right. But if he doesn't take your message very seriously, then what's going to happen? So it's not going to penetrate your heart. What? I can't. You talk. So, so, so what I'm saying is, yeah. So the message is not going to penetrate the heart until there is great deal of respect, and that respect comes through service. Why do gurus engage people in service? Sometimes when a guru comes, we wash their feet. We wash their lotus feet and drink that water and put that water on your head. Do you do that to any person? Any person, even your father or grandfather or mother or anybody, they come, they wash the feet and drink the water. We don't do that, right? Even the Prime Minister of India, if he comes, will wash the feet and drink the water. No, right? Even the Prime Minister of India or the President of the United States or any powerful person, you're not going to do that to him. You're not going to offer Dandavata Pranam, prostrate obeisances to him. You don't wash their feet. Correct? Even to an esteemed guest or even your own father, grandfather, grandparents also who are senior in age, you may be, greatly indebted to those people. But still you don't wash their feet and drink the water. But for Guru, you do that. But then why do gurus or this kind of pure devotees engage people like that? Because when you do that, naturally your heart becomes submissive. Your heart becomes submissive and you accept yourself as an insignificant servant. And then the message that is given by that person will penetrate your heart. Then you can actually appreciate what he's saying to a very deep level, and that whatever he's saying will actually have some effect. It will change you because you take those words very seriously, right? So that's very important. And that is why, to create that level of submission, sometimes devotees, senior devotees, they engage the other devotees in service. Like maybe washing their clothes, massaging their feet, or washing their utensils, plates and all, cooking, serving them, taking care of their other physical services, or any type of service which they may engage in. They may engage the person. Why do they engage others? Are they so proud? Oh, see, I have 100 servants, I have 20 servants. See, they are all there to just wash my feet and wash my clothes and do whatever I say, right? No, because when you do that, you will develop submission. And that's why devotees who are preachers, out of humility, they may not want to accept the services, but sometimes they have to accept it. They have to accept it. Because if they don't accept it, how will the disciples be delivered? How will they develop that service attitude? That's why Prabhupada used to engage everyone in service. Prabhupada once, he had his American disciple, good family. Prabhupada went, he took a lota, bowl. He went to attend nature's call. Prabhupada went to attend nature's call, came back with the empty lota. He gave this to his disciple, said, "You wash it." And that disciple said, "Now I understood that my position is so insignificant in front of Prabhupada. It's only fit to wash the lota after Prabhupada used." Why did Prabhupada do that? That's how he made their hearts fertile. He's stilling their hearts. He's making their hearts fertile. So that the message, the seed of devotion, which is going to plant in their hearts, can grow. The seed can only grow in a fertile land, right? You can't put the seed anywhere, just on any land, and it's not going to grow. It's going to die. So you have to till the land first. It has to become ready. So by engaging that kind of humble, submissive service, menial service to the Guru, that heart is ready to accept that seed of devotion. What is that seed of devotion? The seed of devotion is the faith in the message that the Guru is giving. So that's very important. So that's why the Gurus engage them in media service, so that their heart becomes submissive, and then whatever they say can enter and then sprout. But then there's a very high risk. What is that high risk? If the Guru becomes proud, or if the Guru becomes attached to that kind of service, if the Guru thinks that now you see I have got so much, what do you say, so many servants, that means yes, I am actually Guru, I'm actually very advanced, that's why so many people are respecting me. And if that pride enters, of course it's going to fall down. So it's very highly risky. In fact, a Guru is supposed to be much more humble than disciple. Who is more humble, Guru or disciple? Who is supposed to be more humble, the Guru or disciple? The Guru is supposed to be more humble, right? The Guru is supposed to be more humble than the disciple. But the problem is the Guru is sitting in a high position. He is giving orders. He is taking service. And the disciple is offering service and is following the orders. So it's easy for the disciple to be humble, right? But the Guru, while giving orders and while taking the service of the disciple, is supposed to be more humble than the disciple. Isn't that a challenge? If the Guru is not more humble than the disciple, then how is he going to get the disciple? If the disciple is more humble than Guru, then who is more advanced? Disciple. Yes or no? If the disciple is more humble than the Guru, then who is more advanced? Disciple is more advanced. No? Advancement means humility. Who is more advanced? The humble person is more advanced or proud person is more advanced? So if the disciple is more humble, then who is more advanced? The disciple is. So then if the disciple is more advanced than the Guru, then how the Guru can teach the disciple? He's not fit. He's not fit to teach only because he's not as humble as the disciple is more advanced because he's more humble. Right? So if the Guru has to teach the disciple, he should be more humble than the disciple while taking a higher position. Right? How is that possible? While taking higher position and accepting service, giving orders, taking menial service from the disciples, he should be more humble than the disciples. You should consider the disciples are more advanced than me. I am so insignificant. And not just artificially thinking like that. He should be really, genuinely thinking like that. And should be genuinely praying to Krishna, please save me from pride, which comes by accepting this service. And should be extremely afraid. At every moment, he should be very fearful. Oh, I may fall down. I may become proud. I am taking service from these great devotees who are all far more advanced than me. How can I do this? You should be constantly thinking like that and praying to Krishna. Then only he'll be able to maintain that position of Guru. Otherwise, the moment he becomes little comfortable, na, oh, aa raha hai na, maza aa raha hai, aane do. Then two things will happen. One thing is, because he is proud, he is going to fall down. And number two, all his sukriti, all the good deeds that he has done, he is going to lose that sukriti because he is enjoying that worship. When you enjoy, what do you do? What happens? You are spending your good karma, right? Basically, when you enjoy something, you are spending your good karma. And when you are suffering, you are spending your bad karma. When you suffer, then your bad karma reactions go down. And when you are enjoying, your good karma reactions also go down. So when you are enjoying that facility and worship, what is happening basically is that your whatever good deeds you have done, those results are diminishing. वो आपकी सुकृति को खत्म कर रहा है disciples आके सब. All the disciples are coming and taking away all your आपने जो कुछ किया, whatever you have done, whatever good things you have done, na, they're just stealing it. They're just taking it. Even your bhakti, whatever seva, whatever good things you have done, they'll just do little service and they'll just take all that. And you'll become poor. You'll have nothing left. That's what happens. If you are enjoying that position, but if you are really, really resentful of that position and you are praying to Krishna, Krishna, this is just your service. I'm doing this only because I want to serve you by preaching Krishna consciousness. Please save me. Please don't let me enjoy this position. At the same time, we should not be reluctant to take also that service. Because if that is helpful in Krishna service, how can I reject it? You can't tell, oh, I don't want any disciples, I don't want any followers, I don't want to accept any worship. If you say that, then also you are not a devotee. Because that means you are not thinking about the mission. You're not thinking about what will please Krishna. Krishna says, there's no one more dear than who preaches Krishna consciousness. So if you want to be dear to Krishna, if you want to serve Krishna, you have to preach Krishna consciousness. And if you have to preach Krishna consciousness, you have to accept service also. You have to accept the position of Guru. You have to accept service. But while doing that, you should be very, 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 very crying, praying, fearful. But at the same time, accept the service. Then only you are a good servant. A good servant is not one who says, no, I don't want to be Guru. At the same time, good servant is not one who is enjoying the position of Guru. Right? Both are not good devotees, or not in the right consciousness. Either if you are enjoying the position of Guru, then everything will go down. Everything is finished. Then that means the disciples are more advanced than you. Because the disciples are doing humble service and you are enjoying. Who is more advanced? Disciple is more advanced because he is doing humble service and you are enjoying. So if the disciple is more advanced, then how you can teach the disciple? So you are not even fit to be Guru if you are enjoying that position. On the other hand, if you say, oh, it's very risky, I don't want to be Guru, then that means you're just selfish. You're not thinking about Krishna's desire, Krishna's mission, Prabhupada's mission. So therefore, a devotee can go to any extent for preaching. He can take service, he can accept disciples, he can accept facilities. At the same time, in the heart, he should be crying, he should be saying that I am the worst person. These are all much more advanced than me. I don't know how they are accepting me as Guru. But since this is my service, I have to do it. So please save me. Please save me. Hmm. And every single disciple, we should always think that he is my master. You should be more humble than the disciple. Far more humble than the disciple. Then only you can be a Guru. And then you can maintain that position for your whole life. We can see how great devotees like Prabhupada, as well as Radhanand Maharaj, and many other Maharajas in ISKCON, many other great devotees in ISKCON. I saw as well as Radhanand Maharaj, he was sitting on the Vyasasana. Thousands of people sitting, disciples, during Vyas Puja, glorifying him like anything. How difficult it will be to hear. He would rather like to hear that, oh, you are insignificant person. That he would like to hear. A real devotee wants to hear like that. He doesn't want to hear glorification at all. But he's doing that austerity. Austerity. Right? For Prabhupada's service. That is devotee. That is Guru. Not that externally we say, actually this is austerity for me. I don't want to hear. This is austerity. You say like that. But inside you are thinking, correct. You should have said 2 more things extra. You missed 1 point. You should say more. Only this much you clarified. Should say more. Inside you are thinking like that. When you are enjoying, then you are a pretender. Correct? So therefore, of course, those tendencies are there, but then we should pray. This is ideally what I'm saying is the ideal standard, but we may still have pride, we may still have so many things that's there, but we should be praying to Krishna. Save me, Krishna, save me, Krishna, save me, Krishna. Pride may come, not that, oh, I have pride, so therefore I won't accept disciples, therefore I won't hear glorification. Nonsense, number one, because you are not, what do you say, if you decide what you want to do, how you want to serve, that is number one, pride. That is not humility. Humility means to do what is required for proper service. Humility means if it is required to be Guru, you should be Guru. That is humility. Not that, oh, I don't want to be Guru. That is not humility. That is pride. So you accept that position, you accept that service. At the same time, internally, you always keep praying, keep praying, keep praying. Otherwise, what will happen? Whatever bhakti you have accumulated now, saal bhar ka kamai you have earned throughout the year, and in 1 week you'll spend it all by staying in a 5-star hotel. Correct? If you live in a 5-star hotel and enjoy all the luxuries, what is the bill? In 5 days, that bill will be equal to your whole 1 year of earning. So if you are enjoying the position of Guru, then it is draining your Sukriti to great extent. Years and years of your seva is just gone by accepting that service, that facility. But if you are accepting that service in a very humble way, without attachment, without trying to enjoy that position, while praying to Krishna in a mode of service, then that will not drain your Sukriti. That will increase your Sukriti. If you are enjoying it, then the balance will go into negative. But if you are doing it as a service, the balance will go to positive. And who will judge? Krishna sitting in your heart is seeing, is he enjoying the position? Or is doing it as a service? Krishna is seeing, he will judge. Even you may cheat yourself, you may fool yourself, thinking that no, I'm doing service. But Krishna knows, no, you're enjoying. Krishna knows. Can't cheat him. Yes, we have the tendency. We are not pure devotees, but it is Prabhupada's order that we should do it. Therefore, we should keep on constantly praying and try to avoid. Of course, we should take some service as and when required, but more than that, we should avoid. As much as required to help the disciple and to help the preaching mission, we can accept. We should accept service. Because if you don't accept service, how the disciple will be delivered? Bhaktivedanta has accepted Narada's service. That's why he became so great devotee. But the Bhaktivedantas did not accept Narada Muni's service, then how would he have become? How would he have developed taste? As I said, Tadharma evatma ruchik prajayate. He developed the taste for serving Vaishnavas because he took the remnants of Bhaktivedantas. But the Bhaktivedanta said, oh, we are so humble, we don't want to give remnants. So Narada Muni would not have been delivered. They gave the remnants. That's why Guru sometimes they give the remnants. But in a very, very humble service attitude. But if they think, oh yes, I am Guru, you are useless. You take my remnants, be delivered. Then the remnants will go and all their bhakti also will go. The Guru will go to hell. So therefore, so that is step one. When you do that humble service to Guru. And the Guru allows the disciple to serve him menially. When the disciple gives menial service, then his heart becomes fertile. Then that seed of pure devotional service can be planted in his heart through the Vani. And the step two is the disciple should hear the Vani regularly. And therefore, in today's verse, it says what? What is that verse? What does it say? Priyashravasya mama bhavad ruchihi. In today's verse also the word ruchi is used. Yesterday's verse also ruchi was used. Yesterday's verse the ruchi came by serving, by taking the remnants. Today's verse the ruchi came by Krishna katha pragayatam anugrahena asrunavan. I was hearing the Krishna kathas regularly. So step one is surrender. Menial service, the Guru. Humble menial service to Guru. That will give you taste. And that taste is further enhanced than by regular hearing. So therefore, the attractive activities of Lord. They were speaking not just, that doesn't say just katha. It says what? What does it say here? Manoharaha. The discussions of the Bhaktivedantas were so attractive, so sweet, so nectarian. Manoharaha. It steals your mind. It's so attractive. Why it's so attractive? Because their devotion is so pure and so genuine. But if you're just speaking, just by reading here and there, and you're speaking something, that cannot cause that attraction. Attraction will come when your heart is so pure, your devotion is so pure. And then you speak. That will steal the minds of the hearers. Certain speakers, when they speak, everybody is totally spellbound. Not because they crack jokes or something like that. Like as well as Gaur Swami Maharaj. When he speaks, roaring like a lion. And he's speaking. Everyone is hearing. He's not cracking jokes. He's chastising. In one lecture, one disciple in the middle of the lecture, he was leaving. But where are you going? Maharaj, I have to go to Australia. I have my flight to Australia. What is there in Australia? Hot stool? That person sat down, sat back. He cancelled his Australia trip. Chastising like that. But still it is so nectarian to hear. Correct? And Prabhupada says that these rascals, they don't understand. They're like, yes, chastise more. Right? Because the heart is so pure. Because their devotion is so pure. They're so humble. They're so genuine. So with that genuine devotion, you speak Krishna Katha. It doesn't matter what is your language, whether you are professional motivational speaker or not, whether you have, you know how to crack nice jokes or not. If you have that pure devotion, your Katha is very attractive. So by hearing that Katha, every word, every letter will go directly into the core of the heart. So therefore, we should hear from such devotees. We should first serve those devotees menially, as Krishna said again in Bhagavad Gita, Pranipatena Pariprashnena Sevaya. Pranipatena and Seva, that Narada Muni has done. Although he did not do Pariprashna, because he was just an uneducated boy, but he was hearing. And that worked. He was attentively hearing. Vishrinvataha. It didn't say just Srinvataha. It said Vishrinvataha means hearing very attentively, very carefully. He was hearing with full attention. Manoharaha. Very attractive descriptions. Two times the word Shravanam is used. Asranavam and Vishrinvataha. Same verse. Asranavam means he was hearing, and Vishrinvataha means hearing very attentively. So he was hearing and hearing very attentively. The word hearing is used 2 times in the same verse. And by their mercy, they were merciful because he was so humble, submissive. Those qualities were described before. Dante adhata kridarake anuvartini. Susrushamane alpabhashini. These qualities are described. So therefore, because of that, they were very pleased. And because of his service attitude, they were very pleased. And they showed their mercy. And he also was very humble and submissive. And he was hearing and constantly hearing their descriptions. It was so powerful. Completely changed. So thank you very much, Hare Krishna. Any questions? Let me unmute. Yes, so now you can unmute yourself. Anyone has any questions?
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Thank you so much, Prabhuji, lecture के लिए. जी, my question is, what the case if servant
Who is
if
speaking?
servant yes
Who is speaking?
yes Chaudhary.
Okay, yes.
Yes. uh, what the case if servant enjoying to do service?
The servant is enjoying in doing service. That is good enjoyment. That in spiritual world, everyone is enjoying that service. Huh? That enjoyment is the original enjoyment. That is the original enjoyment. That will not reduce your sukriti, it will increase your sukriti. Actually, that enjoyment is bhakti. Bhakti means enjoyment, actually. That kind of enjoyment. So, therefore, you think in the spiritual world everyone is suffering? So, Chidananda, the highest enjoyment, that is this enjoyment. Material enjoyment destroys your sukriti. It reduces your sukriti. The more days you stay in hotel, the more your bank balance gets reduced, right? But the more you serve in a hotel, they are increasing their bank balance because they are doing service. And he's enjoying, so he's reducing. He's serving, so he's increasing. So if you do service, if you're enjoying doing service, pleasing Krishna, that is increasing your bank balance. Even by enjoying, you are increasing your bank balance. That is very nice. Now you enjoy and also increase your bank balance. That is bhakti, spiritual bank balance. But if you're enjoying the position and the facilities and respect of others, then that is reducing your bank balance. And not just reducing, it is reducing greatly. Because even materialistic person don't get so much respect. Even if you are president of United States, Prime Minister of India, do people offer the Dandot Pranam? Prime Minister of India, Narendra Modi, if he comes here, are you going to offer the Dandot Pranam? Anyone is going to offer the Dandot Pranam? To wash his feet and drink the Charanamrit? No. But devotees, they do that. So he is getting much more respect than President of United States, Prime Minister of India. They also don't get so much respect. So you are getting more than that. So you are spending more. Your sukriti will reduce more if you are enjoying that. Right? Your pride will increase. Your desire to enjoy will increase. Lust will increase. Everything will increase. And quick fall down. Very quick fall down. Because you have completed, you have finished all your sukriti is gone now. Bank balance zero. They'll kick you out of the hotel. So your bank balance, by enjoying that facilities, your bank balance is reduced and you'll be kicked out. You'll either fall down, you'll fall down somehow or other. Either you may fall down from your position, or you may leave the body, or you may just be a figurehead without doing anything. Some people are just their lust, everything is increasing so much. Their material consciousness is increasing so much. Still, they may maintain the position of being big guru. Sometimes the balance goes negative. Yes. And then you have to pay somehow or other later. So all this happens. Be very careful. We don't want to become just a, so-called guru. Just enjoying the facilities. enjoying the respect, but not able to serve, not able to there's no devotion, no humility. Very pathetic. I'm just talking about myself, actually. Anyway, any other question? Pure and genuine devotion of heart makes Krishna Katha attractive. But Prabhuji, we don't have pure devotion. Then how Krishna Katha can be attractive? So become pure. You're asking your pure devotion, then the Krishna Katha is attractive. We don't have pure devotion. Then how Krishna Katha is attractive? Answer is, it cannot become attractive. So to make it attractive, you become pure. Okay, any other question? How to become pure? You follow the process. Hare Krishna. Any other question? Hmm.
How can maintain pure devotion? What is the symptom of pure devotion? Like whose pure devotee as the guru, so he also suffers from some real, but not material like activities who are disturbing us every day. How can we? How can we? How can they maintain?
Yeah, I mean, how they can maintain is their business. How what we can do, we should see. Yeah, we have to cry. See, what they should do is not our business. What we should do is our business. The biggest problem in ISKCON is we are always thinking about what they should do, while ignoring what we should do. We should think about what we should do. So you should cry, you should pray. And I'm so fallen. On top of this, all these people are just making me more proud. Actually, they don't know what I actually am inside. That's why they are offering respect. So therefore, Krishna, you only can say we should pray all the time. That's the only way. To be very, very afraid, very afraid, very afraid of Maya. And pray, constantly pray. It's the only way. Don't let their respect go into your head. And you should be more humble than, who should be more humble, Guru or disciple? Guru should be more humble, no? So who is humble means he is more advanced. Guru is more advanced or disciple is more advanced? Guru is more advanced. So who is more humble? But if you become Guru, then you become proud. A disciple is humble. That means who is more advanced? Disciple. Because disciple is serving you. He is more humble. And you are taking a service. Who is more humble? Who is doing the service is more humble, or who is accepting service more humble? Who is doing service is more humble. No? So who is more advanced? Guru or disciple? Disciple. So if disciple is more advanced, then how the Guru can teach disciple? So only if you are more humble than disciple, then you can teach the disciple. You should be more humble than disciple. While taking the service, you should be more humble than those who are offering service. So by accepting that service, that is a bigger service than doing the service. If you have that mode. He is doing service by accepting the service. Provided he has that mode, of course. Thank you. Yes.
How can we approve Acharya Parampara instructions? Because everyone they somehow like childhood and some or like but in Krishna everything is systematic in sport. So how can we control this power? And because sometimes we
Which bhav?
extra service भाव है extra like कोई भी ऐसा भाव है कोई भी जो like सिस्टम परंपरा को इसको क्या करता है कि डिसबैलेंस करता है वो भाव को how can we maintain ना कैसे कंट्रोल भाव मतलब कोई भी चीज होता है like सर्विस एटीट्यूड है या फिर एक्स्ट्रा कैसा होना चाहिए वैसा करना चाहिए और वो इस सिस्टम में
Good question. Online भी एक similar question है. Doing extra service के बारे में. There's no such thing as extra service. Even if you do service 24 hours a day, it is still less. Is there anything like extra service? Their servant means servant for how many hours a day? 6 hours I'm servant, 8 hours I'm master. The servant means servant 24 hours a day, every moment. What is extra service? There's nothing that is extra service. Whatever you do 24 hours a day is service only. Eating is also service, sleeping is also service. Right? There's no extra service. Even if you do so much, still it is less. Extra service कुछ नहीं होता. जितना करो उतना ही कम है. Of course, we should balance different types of service. एक सर्विस के चक्कर में दूसरी सर्विस नेग्लेक्ट नहीं करना. We should not neglect one service while doing increasing another service. Like say for example, you are supposed to preach and also you are supposed to manage. So sometimes if you do too much management, then the preaching goes down. Or if you do only preaching and don't do the management, that is also not good. You should know how to balance both. Both are service. Both are required. This is also service. That's also service. You should know how to balance it. Not neglect one for the sake of another. All right. Thank you very much, Hare Krishna. Prabhupada ki. Okay. Om Pramanande. Hare Hare.